Hi, my name is Namita Mehta and I'm the president of the Red Pen. Today I have with me Rachel Scannell, who
Hello.
is the assistant head of Bromsgrove School. Hi, Rachel.
Hello, thank you. I'm really pleased to be here.
It's really lovely to have you here. So, why don't you tell me a little bit about where Bromsgrove is located and then the curriculum that you offer?
Absolutely. So Bromsgrove is located in the Midlands, so in a small town called Bromsgrove, Worcestershire, right in the centre of England. So really easy for people to get to, about 20 minutes from Birmingham Airport, about an hour and 40 minutes from London Heathrow. We have half our community are day pupils and half are boarders, so it makes it very easy for everybody to get to us. Bromsgrove has a breadth of offer, and particularly when it comes to the curriculum, we offer not only A levels, but we also offer the International Baccalaureate. So most of our students up until the end of year 11 take the GCSEs, and then after that they have an absolute free choice of whether they're going to go for A levels or the IB.
That's fantastic, Rachel. I mean, I think having an option to choose the A level or the IB is a great thing.
I think it's really important. You know, not all children are suited to pick 3 subjects at the age of 16 or even 4 subjects at the age of 16. It's really nice for them to have the opportunity to keep subjects open, and particularly important to be able to keep studying mathematics and a language. I'm a languages teacher, so I think that's particularly important.
No, I think that's a really good offering because, like you said, you know, students might not know which 3 to pick. They might
Absolutely.
be like, well, you know, I like 5 subjects, in which case the IB might make more sense, right?
And we're seeing, whilst A levels are accepted all across the world at universities, we're seeing more and more children wanting to apply to universities, particularly in the US or elsewhere, and the International Baccalaureate is really useful for that.
Definitely, it's such a strong curriculum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And I think having the GCSEs in year 11 is also a really strong foundation for you to then decide whichever curriculum you want to do in sixth form.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so much choice at GCSE as well. Obviously, there are the core curricula everybody has to study: maths, the physics, biology, chemistry, English. But after that, there's a huge choice, whether it be computer science, art, design, technology, history, geography, drama, music, arts. I could go on.
Indeed. I think there's such a wide array of subjects you can pick from, right?
Absolutely.
Do the students who do choose the A levels have to do the EPQ?
So we do at Bromsgrove. We allow all of our students to choose 4 subjects, and we encourage them all to do the EPQ. We feel that's really important, particularly in preparation for university. Some may then drop down to 3 subjects that they're really going to focus on and aim for the A stars in those, but the majority will keep their EPQ going, yes.
That's lovely. You know, you spoke a little bit about universities, and, you know, international families often look at British boarding schools as a stepping stone to university. So can you please tell me a little bit about Bromsgrove's British admissions, university admissions, and the international admissions?
Yeah, so we have a fantastic department. We call it the Futures Department. It's really well resourced with full-time members of staff offering advice to students right from the very early ages. I think it's really important that they start planning what their future careers might be, what their future aspirations might be for universities. So we do a lot of work with those children, particularly advising them of which are the best courses, which are the best universities for the courses they wish to study. We're so lucky because we have a huge network of old Bromsgrovians who then come back to school to work with the students, advising them about the particular university. And we have a big team supporting them with their UCAS applications for British universities. Obviously, ideally placed in the UK, they can go and visit those universities too. And I think it's really important, in the same way as it's really important to visit schools if you possibly can, going to visit a university, because they are so different and you've got to choose the right place for you. When it comes to international, we also have a small team working on international applications, and we've seen that, as I mentioned earlier, that interest grow in recent years. And so we support those children through their applications and the various examinations that they have to take for the university admissions.
I love that you've called it the Futures Department. It's such a lovely name.
And it's just moved into fantastic new buildings as well.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's so
really
the Futures
nice.
Department, I think, is really important. We have a sixth form of over 400 students, so a lot of pupils wanting to get to really top universities and beyond.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. And I love what you said about visiting British universities while you're at school. I mean, that's such an advantage being at a British boarding school to be able to do that, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I went to a British boarding school, and I remember my chemistry teacher kind of drove me around, and we spent the day at different universities, and it really helped me make a good decision about which ones I wanted to apply to.
Absolutely, because you know what's going to suit you.
Absolutely.
You walk into a campus and you think, oh yes, I feel this is the right place for me. You might walk into another university and think, I don't like it. I find it so overpowering. And I think going and actually feeling it for yourself and seeing it for yourself is hugely important.
I think that sixth sense is really important,
isn't
it? Yeah.
It's the same with schools. And I think with universities, you've got to meet with the people, meet with the professors, and meet with fellow alumni and see what's happening there.
Fantastic. Yeah. So Rachel, I'm now going to move to a question about pastoral care. Of course, families are sending their children so far away, and safety is a big concern. So can you tell me a little bit about the pastoral care at Bromsgrove School?
Yeah, I think where Bromsgrove's really fortunate is we're a campus school anyway. So we have, it's a walled campus of 100 acres, and everybody belongs to a boarding house. Now, I travel the world meeting alumni, and I want them to be talking about the school. They all talk about their houses, because that really is their second home from home. And within a boarding house, obviously the boarding house master and mistress, normally another member, assistant house parent who's residential as well, and then the house mother who's crucial to the daily operatings of the boarding house. And then every pupil also has their own personal tutor, somebody who just checks in with you regularly to find out how you're doing, not just academically or extracurricularly, but also pastorally, how you're feeling in yourself. But it's not just those people that you can turn to. There's a huge range of staff that are there for you. We have wellbeing nurses, we have counsellors. We want everybody to be happy. We want them to feel really secure at Bromsgrove. And so, we do all we can to make them happy and to be able to thrive. So we do look after them. I know it's an anxious time for parents sending them overseas, but you have to trust us. We've been doing it for 500 years at Bromsgrove, a long time. And so we really do look after them well.
I think such a robust system that you have in place, and family. Whether of course, there's going to be homesickness initially,
Absolutely.
But that's normal and that's part of the process.
Yeah.
And then over time, it's like, oh, already it's time to go home. I can't believe term time's already over.
It's the first couple of weeks, often people are a little bit homesick. And then a few weeks later, you have parents ringing you saying, why hasn't he rung home? And you're sort of like, because he's settled in and he's absolutely fine and he's having a whale of a time. He's loving it. He's loving his new life, really. But it is an anxious time.
That's lovely. So if you could tell me a little bit about the extracurricular activities at Bromsgrove School.
Yeah, I think that's a lot about Bromsgrove. It's about breadthfulness. We call excellence in breadth. And so the offer outside the classroom is also huge and varied. It's part of our daily regime, daily timetable is an hour and a half of extracurricular programs. We have something like 290 sports teams, 472 activities across the spectrum to choose from. So whether that be music, drama, art, but it could be beekeeping, it could be making a racing car. There's a huge range. And I think the skills that are gained from doing those extracurricular, those soft skills are really, really important for future careers as well. So we have a massive Duke of Edinburgh programme, combined cadet force, debate in European Youth Parliament. The choice is endless. And we do expect, there are much easier schools to choose than Bromsgrove. We do expect 100% both in and outside the classroom. There's no sweet shop. You don't pick and choose. I just want the academics. I don't want the extracurricular. You have to partake fully in the life of the school. And I think that's really important too.
I think that's essential to the growth, isn't it? You can't just go to a British boarding school and then just study away in your room.
I think we'd fail children if we did that.
Absolutely.
We want children that can be, learn about leadership, learn about working in a team, learn all other sorts of independent skills as well. It's really important.
And I think that's such a unique offering that, Bromsgrove School has, and it's great.
I think that's a good thing about boarding schools. You've got children with you for long periods of time, and you can actually do so much with them on the campus. There are occasional things we have to go off campus for, and I'm sure other schools are the same.
Yes.
But no, I think it's really important for them.
It's so interesting that you say that, because a lot of families, who have their children in day schools in Mumbai, complain about the traffic here.
I'm not surprised, having just experienced the traffic. I have no idea how you get about quickly or easily.
So it's never
having
quickly.
It all on one campus is really good, and I think as well, what's really nice, the children then go home for the holidays and they're with you and they share all their experiences whilst at school. But you haven't been the ones having to drive the hour and a half to take them to, whether it be, I don't know, horse riding or debating or extra or music lessons or anything else like that.
Exactly.
And you're also not the ones nagging them about doing their homework. That's up for us to do.
I love that. So thank you so much, Rachel. I just have one more question for you. What advice would you have for any prospective applicants looking at Bromsgrove School?
So I think if you're looking at us, I would love you to try and come and visit if you can. I think we've got lots of literature like everybody else has, but I think it's actually walking onto the campus and getting a feel for what Bromsgrove is like. You have to be somebody that's open-minded. You have to be somebody that wants to really get involved. Work hard in the classroom and outside of the classroom, as I said. So I'd really want somebody that wants to come and mix with everybody, both the day students and the boarders, and get a really fantastic experience of what life is like at Bromsgrove.
Thank you so much for your time, Rachel.
Thank you. Well, really nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.